Good afternoon, my dear students. We have been discussing the poem Keeping Quiet by Publo Neruda, and I have already discussed the first two stanzas of the poem, and now I am going to discuss the third stanza. So let us recite what is there in the third stanza. Those who prepare green gas, those who prepare green wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no track with dead. So in the first line, the people who exploit the green wealth of nature by deforestation, mining, fishing in the deep seas, digging oils, and the soldiers who use weapons to kill fellow human beings need some time to introspect into the consequences of their actions. They are merely doing their job or following orders. He wants them to put on new clothes, that is, to adopt a new approach towards life, and realize that killing so many people is not a victory. He wants all of us to be united as one, considered our enemy to be our brother. He is promoting brotherhood, peace, and unity, serenity. He doesn't want us to stop our works, but to take some time and analyze the results of our deeds. The poet asks everyone to stop these activities which are damaged or which are damaging the environment. Today all the human beings are making money by damaging the environment with their activities such as coal mining, deforestation, letting the chemical waste into the rivers, digging the earth hole for oil and all, extracting oils. The poet asks us not to do so. He also requests people not to involve in wars, as there is no benefit of achieving such victory in which no one is left alive. He says, so, because wars and environmental damage will lead to no life on earth. Rather, he wants people to adopt a new approach towards life and mankind. He says that you should treat your enemy like brothers and sisters to promote peace and harmony in the world. Again, alliteration, the literary device is used in this stanza. Words with, W sound is repeated. Clean clothes, C sound is repeated. Use of vowel O, victory with no survivors would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers. Assonance, use of vowel O, and repetition of the word war. Let us discuss the fourth stanza. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could perhaps use silence, might interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. All human beings work endlessly with the aim of completing all their tasks. They are driven by the target of survival and the threat of death. So they are in a mad rush to accomplish all their works. He says that perhaps if they pause for a while, if they stop for a while, they can appreciate their achievements and their lives would become happier. He suggests that by keeping quiet, we will be able to understand the true purpose of our life. Now, the poet wants to clarify to his readers that when he asks them to stop from saying or doing anything, he doesn't want anyone to become a non-active person. Non-active is a person who remains idle and doesn't do anything. Here, he simply means that we should stop and see the consequences of our deeds. The poet doesn't want to see people being killed due to their greed for money, expansion of territories, expansion of territories. Further, he says that people are continuously working to achieve their tasks without even thinking about their results. They are in fear of death and therefore want to achieve most of the things before their death. Here he urges them to stop for a while and take some moment to release on what they have achieved till now. Everyone here is living life in which he wants to achieve various things one after another. But now the poet says it is the time to stop and see what has been achieved and should be enjoyed. This will help us skip the sadness which has become so prominent in our lives. This sadness of not enjoying what we have achieved and the greed to achieve what next is in the list to be achieved. And this poem, when Publo Neruda has written, probably he is proposing the people to keep quiet, stay at home, ponder about their deeds, their achievements, what they have gathered. I think COVID-19 has given us this sense that whenever this deadlock, this lockdown forces us, compels us to be in our home, be at our home without activities, like what we are competing, what we are running after this monetary achievement. But for a moment, people, they have given opportunity that they have to retrospect what they have done, what they have achieved, and what they have got from their activities, what should be enjoyed and what should not be enjoyed, how we are damaging the nature. The poet here, his conception, his mind, his thinking process, whatever, very rightly expresses in these days, and we can also think over it, we can also ponder about that what he has asked us to do. So the sadness of not enjoying what we have achieved and the greed to achieve what next is in the list to be achieved, that should we think over, and what is prominent in our lives, that we have to decide. That is why we should not go for only for materialism or only for material achievement or material success. So in this stanza or overall, the poet is advocating peace. In this fourth stanza, literary device used alliteration, we were so single-minded, so single we were. In the fifth stanza, he writes, perhaps the art can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12, and you keep quiet and I will go. The poet suggests us to take a teaching from nature. Now the poet suggests to the human beings that we should learn a lesson from the art. During the winters, everything freezes and becomes lifeless. But when season changes and it's the onset of the spring season, everything present in the nature, such as trees, birds, rivers, etc., gets life. So here, the poet, by giving the example of nature, wants to say that all the human beings should stop and try to judge their deeds. They can try and make their life better with calmness, peace, and finally, he ends up by saying that now he will count up to 12 so that we all may become quiet. Here, quiet means to calm down ourselves and move towards the path of peace and harmony. After saying this, he says, I will go. He says, so as he has conveyed his message to the people and wants them to be left alone to think about it and work in the direction of peace. That is his overall representation. He wanted a peaceful society bare from material business. So the poet counting up to 12 and keeping still, which help us to achieve peace, as if that world will be in peace, there will be no war and there will be no damage to the environment. Thank you very much.